All right, let's have a look at the brand new EZA for physical Beerus here. His EZA has made him quite the tank. We have the private server access, so we can use him straight away. So let's jump into it. We're still going to stick around with Legendary Vegeta event, just because we need some sort of lengthy event that's not too hard, so we can actually see all of his animations and all of his transformations. So we do have him in the first turn, which is good. And his actual linking partner. We're going to run the same team that we did in my non-EZA showcase here. So he does have all of his amazing links with this AGL Beerus here. Everything other than legendary power. I mean, I could put him in the middle here, but right now he has 261,000 defense. That is in part for his defense 200% up at the start of the turn. He has 50% damage reduction right now, which I would say is pretty solid. But cool thing is, if we grab orbs, we're increasing his defense by 50% per orb obtained. So grabbing 7 orbs here will get him. Not an 18 key, but it doesn't matter. 567,000 defense, which I think is actually really, really good. This is under double 200% leader as well. Now, the question is, you know, later on, once his defense, well, his damage reduction decreases, we'll see how it gets there. But, of course, he's going to tank everything from Legendary Vegeta event, of course. And he does orb change physicals to Rainbow Key Spheres. So it should hopefully be likely for you guys to be getting at least 7 orbs. 6 orbs at least to get him over 500,000 defense. And he is an attack support. So he increases all allies' attack by 40%, which I find kind of nutty. And it increases that by 10% extra for up to 30 extra percent. So he can become a 70% attack support. All right, so turn 3, he does still lose damage reduction, 10% every turn. So now he's at 30% damage reduction here. We can't, well, he's at 287,000 defense with the support of this Gohan. But we are only going to be grabbing 6 orbs this time around. Should be about the same defense, 549, yep. And then we will get extra 10% with the Gohan here. And the next turn, we can switch into the Awakened form and see how much damage he is going to be doing. 549,000 defense with 30% damage reduction is still kind of respectable for a free-to-play unit, I think. I don't see much units doing any better than that in the time being. Until maybe like High School Gohan or something when he EZAs. Let's see what he's like now when we transform him. He should start hitting... Last time we checked him out, he was hitting over 10 million attack stat. So can we expect a double in terms of his attack stat? I would love to see a 20 mil attack stat from this Beerus. So he can now attack. I wish they changed his art maybe when he did Awaken, but whatever. He does have the Taunt ability, so we can put him wherever. He still has every single link activated, so it doesn't really matter. He does have 50% damage reduction for this turn. And if we do grab 5 or more orbs, he gets an additional 30% damage reduction. With 300,000 defense and 80% damage reduction, that's pretty godly. That is pretty godly. And then if we grab 5 or more orbs, he does get an extra attack and defense. Or 3 or more orbs, attack and defense, extra 100%. So now his defense is at almost 400,000. Which is pretty much invincible. Pretty much. Not many units can kill us in this amount of damage reduction. And now he's hitting 10 mil. Alright, so we do have to wait. He's like Beast Gohan. We do need to take hits in order to build up his attack. So we only receive 2 attacks. And he's going to tank the super here. I don't know for certain if he is increasing his defense infinitely here. With his 18 key. If it is the case, then we're looking at like a really good unit once he awakens. But what are we taking? We're taking a total of 2, 4, 6 attacks. So 1 more attack for his max attack stat. So we still have the support going. And now we have the type advantage situation. See, this is one of the problems with him. If you don't have an orb changer, or you can't prioritize orbs with him, you might not get the 5 orbs. So here, we can only get 3 orbs, which does get him the defense bonus. He was lower defense last turn. But we don't have the damage reduction, which means that with 230,000 defense, even though he was lower defense, but whatever, that is not going to be saving you. He only does increase defense by 30% on the super. So yeah, can be quite not the most perfect unit ever. But his attack should not be affected here. We should get the maximum attack. And he greatly increases his attack for the 1 turn. So now he's at 14.4 million with a high chance to critical. Oh yeah. I do have him built max additional on this Beerus right now. But when I use it on my actual account, I'll be having full dodge on him. He still gets 5 additional on his physical hidden potential path. All right. So now he's not lower defense. We can grab the 5 orbs this time. Build up to his max stats. 375,000 with 35% damage reduction. It's definitely a usable LR for sure. Definitely a usable LR. So here is my current hidden potential system on him. I just have max additional just so we can see the most amount of damage. But I will be putting him with the max dodge afterwards. There's no point in putting criticals since he has a high chance to critical anyway after receiving 7 or more attacks, which is most likely because he taunts as well. But look at the damage, and apparently 31 additional is not enough to proc an additional attack, apparently. So he does lose when transforming the orb changing, which sucks, and the support, which sucks. But sadly, you kind of have to do this taunt ability if you want to keep him at least usable for the harder content. Because once the sleeping form is not... has no damage reduction, it's kind of over. Alright, let's try to get this Dokkan mode at the very least. Get the 5 orbs with him. Get the blue orb, and hopefully this is the Dokkan mode, thankfully. And maybe we kill Vegeta in this a single attack. He did not hit the 20 mil that I was hoping for. So only a slight amount. That's what a 50% attack only provides us. This is a guarantee critical. Can he destroy Vegeta's bar here? Maybe if he performs that additional that I've been looking for. Oh, never mind. He just obliterates the whole entire health bar. Nice. Very, very nice. So let's break down Beerus's full passive. He's a planetary destruction leader for 3 key and 120%. It's not a category that I tend to use, but maybe with his leader skill, I may or may not be ending up using that category a little bit more. It really depends on the friend leader, and I think there is no real good 200% leader for that category at the moment. You do not attack in this form. He's got the 200% defense, the 50% damage reduction, which reduces 10% for each turn, even when he's not on rotation. But luckily, it's a slow enough deduction where at least the last turn that you see him, he will have a 30% damage reduction. And then the next turn you see him after that, he will be able to transform, which is good. He gets the support increase for the attack for all allies for 40% with the 10% for each turn, which is nice. At least that kind of brings back any damage that he could have provided if he was able to attack, which is cool. And then changes physical orbs to rainbow key spheres, which will help him get that defense 50% up per key sphere obtained. Kind of sucks that it's physical orbs to rainbow orbs, not random orbs other than physical to rainbow orbs, because you could have had like a nice heal back with some physical orbs, because these defense can still help out with the healing or whatnot. And then from the 5th turn onwards, you are able to awaken. And this is where he's able to attack. He's got that attack greatly raised in the 12 key with a ceiling super attack mechanic. And then for the 18 key, he's got the greatly raised attack for the 1 turn and a defense increase for the 1 turn and greatly lowers attack of the enemy. He's got 3 key attack defense 200% up. For 1 turn after appearance, he's got that 50% damage reduction and 3 key. If you are attacked, key +1, attack +11%, up to 77%. I do wish this had defense in it. I think that's the only thing I could have maybe judged this unit on, because that extra bit of defense paired up with the damage reduction would have been so helpful for the really, really hard pieces of content. Attack defense further increases by 100% when you grab 3 or more key spheres, with a damage reduction rate increase of 30% when you grab 5 or more key spheres. Combined with the 50% for the first turn appearance, you can actually get a decent amount of damage reduction and actually tank a lot of things in the game. If you are attacked 7 more times during battle, high chance that it's going to be a critical for the next turn onwards, which is good. Means that you don't really need to put any critical on this guy whatsoever, which is why I say you stay away from putting criticals on this guy. Combined with these skill orbs, his defense can look really good and he can actually tank very, very well. So my first impressions on this guy, I actually really do like him. I will say one thing that I'm going to struggle with is using him, because he doesn't fit in any good categories for free to play other than maybe Master and Student Bond. And that's about it. Most of the other categories are fairly weak in this day and age for free to play. Thank you for watching today's video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you want early access to these YouTube videos as soon as I drop them and not having to wait, you can click the first link in my description to become a member, or click on the join button. You can get videos as soon as I upload them, as well as getting some other cool perks on this YouTube channel. But with that said, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Until the next one, peace.